Speaking on the final day of her 3-day tour, she called for an immediate rescue mission to hungry children and women in drought-stricken counties. The First Lady was in Kajiado County today, assessing the damage done by the drought so far. U.S. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden received with song and dance as she arrived in Kajiado County. However, the celebration of her presence short-lived as she came face-to-face with the dire situation on the ground.
So you can see, the United States is providing 70% of the budget, the money that's coming into.
They have nothing to eat at home. So the little they have at school, that is what sustains them throughout the day. And also maybe in the evening when they go back home.
As the globe warms, development moves fast to contain its fallout. The Maa are caught between living off nature, managing wildlife, and learning to contain their cultural experience on the farmland. The mountain water springs and the underground water at Aloy Tok Tok is slowly disappearing and may become more restrictive as dams are built to service urban water. Historically, the waterlocked catchment areas provide needed water for the Maa to survive in the wilderness.
But we cannot be the only ones. We need to have other countries join us in this global effort to help these people of the region. And unfortunately, there's the war in Ukraine, there's the earthquake in Turkey. There are a lot of competing interests. But obviously, here, livestock people are starving.
The latest projection by the National Drought Management Authority revealed that the number of Kenyans affected by drought was to hit 6 million by last month. This is the 5th failed rainy season that has seen the drought situation remain critical in 20 of the 23 arid and semi-arid land counties, Kajiado being one of them.
Previously, we were only having about 100,000 people having problem of food. Now it has gone up to close to 500,000, close to 50% of the entire county population, and that is dire.
The First Lady, who was accompanied by U.S. Ambassador to Kenya, Meg Whitman, met with several country directors of international humanitarian organizations from USAID to the World Food Program and World Vision, who enumerated the various interventions taken by their organizations.
So our plans over the next 6 months are to double, almost nearly 1 million people will be reached with the second phase of Lisha Jamii, and this time we will provide a hybrid in most places of cash and food.
This is an emergency that is just as pressing.
In 2022 to 2023, the Maa lost thousands of heads of cattle, making them choose between their livestock and staying alive. While a few hundred were sold for $5 each or less. Who can survive on $5? Yet, who can survive without water and food? Many Maa families continue to line up for food when schools are in session. They depend on handouts and people like us to make it happen for them. If you don't have any knowledge about the history of the Maa, take this description for starters. They are a nomadic tribe with the belief that they are responsible for the management of the natural resources around them. These resources are the wilderness, domestic animals, and family. When tourists travel to Kenya, they are astonished to find the Maa managing with very little in their wilderness. This tradition made it possible for modernization. For example, the building of the railroads involved protecting the workers from man-eating lions. The Maa protected the Indians, Chinese, African, and Europeans from ferocious lions along the railway line. The movement of trade between tribes was a result of consolidated efforts between tribes who depended and intermarried with the Maa. So now you ask, what have the Maa got to do with a graduation prom? The Maa responsible for the better functioning of tourism. They have been at it again and again for many years. Protecting our American, European and Asian families. They make the wilderness livable when you vacation. Great rulers of the globe have traveled into Kenya, but perhaps few of them think about who makes it easier in the wilderness. The Maa ask for nothing, but the desire to live with their cattle in the wilderness. With this in mind, we can help the Maa realize a fulfilling life by harvesting water on their land. The rainy seasons are April, September, and December. When the rains come, some parts of the Maa land flood and are impassable. For this reason, we can harvest enough water to last 6 months for each rainy season. Water from a pond can be pumped using solar energy into vertical storage containers for the homesteads as well as the wilderness. The ponds will be dug and covered with hard plastic. As the dredges fall to the bottom of the pond, the clear water can be pumped into a water storage tank. We are tasked to devise more sophisticated methods that protect the animals both domestic and wild. You may be thinking, why not dig a borehole for the same amount of money? When boreholes dry up, it becomes permanent. Unlike rainwater which can be stored. Rain has a more realistic cultural meaning for most people who rely directly on nature. Water with dredge with silt can be used to start vegetable nurseries for families so they can be self-sufficient. Do not forget, the Maa are minimalists and are utilitarians. The basics include a water pond, pump, solar system with storage, agitator, storage tanks, lighting systems, building structural material with labor, and digital security systems with an estimated cost of about $20,000 if they are built to last. Not every home can afford to have one. However, a centralized destination can service families within 2 to 5 miles. Where do we start? An acre from available land can be used to service families within 5 miles. This project should target the April rains. Maa Prom is a startup that will operate from an acre of land. We are asking you to fund Maa Prom by contributing before you buy your prom dress. The first 50 contributors of $200 and up will receive a prom gown. You can use it to raise awareness to others about the beautiful people of Maaland. In addition, if you are a builder, tourist, student, professional, and want to share your skills and to spend time in Kenya in 2023 and beyond, please contact us to make the necessary arrangements. Thank you for your time.